afternoon, I'm going to be going over the Centene Team Efficiency and Improvements project. So an overview of the presentation, we will kick it off with the introduction. We will then move into the opportunity, benefits and risks will follow, and then we will move on to the outcome. So currently the introduction, to kick it off, give you guys a little background. The patient accounting department is currently undergoing a restructure. So I was the assistant manager prior to the restructure for the Medicaid line of business. So I was over all of the governmental Medicaid payers. That includes Sunshine Medicaid, Molina Medicaid, Simply Medicaid, WellCare Medicaid, and then there's a few others as well. So we are moving from a line of business perspective. So currently the split is between governmental, commercial, Blue Cross Blue Shield, it's its own team, so on and so forth. So we're going from that structure and we are moving into a structure by payer. So it's going to be, instead of, for example, Sunshine Medicaid, there's going to be a Centene team, which will include everything Centene related, which means Sunshine Medicare, Sunshine Medicaid, WellCare Medicare, WellCare Medicaid, and then as well as the Ambetter, which is a commercial line of business. So all of that is under one umbrella, which is the Centene umbrella. And then there will also be other teams by payer, by payer. So for example, UHC is going to have their own team, which is going to be United Healthcare Medicaid, United Healthcare Medicare, United Healthcare Commercial. So that's kind of the shift that we're going towards, is by payer instead of by line of business. So they are in need of a lot of efficiency improvements. So going from the governmental Medicaid side, I am now over the Centene team as the assistant manager. I'm going to be here for a very short time. I just accepted a position within the patient accounting department as a manager over the Aetna Cigna team as well as the billing team. So during the 2-week period that I am the assistant manager over the Centene team, I am going to be implementing the improvements that we're going to be going over in this presentation to improve some of their efficiency and productivity. So the current situation, they are following a lot of outdated workflows and processes. There is a lack of resources. So right now there's a lot of the same questions being asked in the team chat, and just lack of resources for them to be able to answer their own questions and follow processes dependent on whatever issues are going on at the moment. There's also a lack of payer communication for resolution of issues. So they don't communicate a lot with the payers currently to resolve their issues and make sure that they're moving on the payer side, as well as making sure that they get resolved. Some of the key success factors. So workflows within the EMR system. We used to work in an EMR system, and if you do not know what that is, it is an electronic medical record system. So that is where we house all of our accounts, all of our medical records. That is where we bill claims out of. We do use a clearinghouse. However, Epic, which is the EMR system that we are in now, is new. It's very not as outdated as our old system. We used to work out of Affinity. So working within the EMR system is going to be a key success factor. We paid a lot of money for this system. So we definitely need to be utilizing the resources and workflows that they have available to us through the EMR system to make workflows easier and flow more smoothly. Another key success factor is lack of resources. So resources for the team, especially working from home. We all work 100% remotely. So it's really, really important to have those resources available for the team to make sure that they can answer their own questions, find what they're looking for, feel supported, and feel confident. And then lastly, the payer communications. We have payer communications for a reason, so we definitely need to be utilizing them to make sure that our issues are getting resolved and that they are doing their jobs essentially as being our payer communications contact, and if not, make sure that we go through the proper channels to request a new payer contact that is going to help us resolve all of these issues that we have going on. So some of the alternatives are going to be weekly denials. So currently the team is sent a report on a weekly basis for denials, and they work out of an Excel spreadsheet, working those accounts and making sure that we capture everything that's come in new for the week as far as from a denials perspective. So one of the alternatives I'm going to be presenting and implementing is going to be Monday weekly denials for the team to do all on their own. So on the right-hand side, you are going to see the process that is now currently in the team's resources that I have added for them. So they're going to be able to go into their system, go into their work queue for denials every Monday, sort with the sort order listed below on the right-hand side, which you see it groups it by payer, so that way they can work their assigned payer. And then the second sort is going to be the receive date of the denial. So what they'll do every Monday is they will look for any denials that have come in for the week prior, work those denials to make sure that we're not running into any timely filing issues. Workflows and processes for payer issues. So Centene does unfortunately have a lot of trends, a lot of issues. They like to process things incorrectly, underpay things, or deny things for incorrect reasons. So creating workflows and processes for the team to be able to follow and not have to ask those repetitive questions in the chat is going to be one of the things that I implement and create for the team, is having those resources available so they can go in, look what they need to do, and follow the right processes. Weekly files. So again, because they have a lot of issues, those weekly files with all of those accounts is going to be very helpful to make sure that they see the volume that is going on and make sure that they can work towards resolving all of the issues that we have going on. And then of course, recurring meetings with the payer. So unfortunately, our payer contact is not very responsive via email communication. So it does take getting on that call on a weekly or bi-weekly basis to make sure that she is following up on all of our issues and can give us those live updates, because she's not very responsive via email. Some benefits and risks. So some benefits are it's going to improve efficiency, productivity. It's going to give the team a sense of independence and accountability towards the payer. It's going to hold them accountable to make sure that they are answering all of our questions and resolving our issues. The assistant manager that takes over after myself, after these 2 weeks once I move into the management role for a different team, it's going to reduce that workload for her and allow her to utilize that time that she would normally use pulling all of these weekly files and weekly projects for the team, and utilize that time to do other things. It's going to reduce questions in the team chat. And it is going to also hopefully yield a faster resolution of issues for the team, so that way they can get all these issues resolved quicker. Some of the risks, because they're going through a lot of changes within the department already, new managers, new assistant managers, new team members, teammates, new processes that they're going to be following, that can already be overwhelming. So some of the risks with implementing all of these changes on top of everything that they're going through is they could potentially feel overwhelmed with all of the changes. They may feel uncomfortable and prefer to stick to their own ways. That may unfortunately cause a little bit of turnover for, team members that may not be able to keep up with all of the changes going on. And another risk is that our payer contact is not responsive via the calls and cooperate with the requests that we are going to be asking of her to be able to keep up and move along all of the issues. The outcome of the implementation. So I did actually get a chance to implement all of these things prior to me leaving into my management role. I've been in my management role for a month now. So when I originally started this project, it was still in the transition period of the department and of me transitioning to my new position. So during that time, during these few weeks that we've been doing these presentations and, going through the motions, I did implement the processes, and the team members were very happy with the processes and improvements that were implemented. They appreciated having something in their OneNotes, which is the resource that we use to create processes and to house everything for the team. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with OneNote, but it is a great resource to have all of those processes, especially if you're working remotely. So they were super appreciative and happy to have those processes available to them. It did alleviate the assistant manager from having to pull those specific reports on a weekly basis and send them out to the team. It now gives them the opportunity to utilize that time to do other things. Questions were reduced in the chat, so that's always great. It keeps the analysts from having to answer so many questions. They can work on their weekly files that are going to be implemented or have been implemented. And then last but not least, those reoccurring meetings were scheduled with the payer contact for faster resolution of the issues. We did also get to schedule a on-site claims event, which all of the Centene team was there, all of the Orlando Health team was there, and we were able to work, collaborate, and get all of these issues resolved. So that did yield a very good percentage of resolution for most of the issues that are going on. So that was also something that was scheduled, happened, and did yield some resolution.